DJ Autism.
Just nice, white noise. Just nice, white noise. I'm here excited, you like it automatic. I just wanna keep me on repeat and hear me cry.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Welcome to some CS2 for today's video. And as you can see by the title and the thumbnail, I've decided to compile a list of a bunch of skins in CS2 that have some sort of a relation, just any sort of relation to cars. So these are going to get slightly better incrementally. I have a big honorable mention part in this as well, but they're going to be better and better as you see the skins, and they're going to be more and more accurate to basically a car related skin. Since this is a car channel, and I thought this would be kind of a fun little video to try and make, so I've put together, like I said, this list to try and see if I can find the best ones. I've gone through every collection and every case, and I tried to have a look and see even just the ones that have the name. I put them in the honorable mention part, and apart from that, I've decided to, like I said, compile the best ones as well, and then get incrementally better as we go on with this video. So let's get started with the honorable mentions at the very beginning, with the first one being the M4 A1S Nitro. I mean, there's a bunch of different skins that have the Nitro. There's like the MP5, and there's also, I think, the CZ or something like that. Regardless, there's a bunch of other ones that have the Nitro name. Don't really have too much of a, resemblance to anything car related apart from really the name. So that's why this is in the honorable mention part. It looks cool. I had one of these back in the day, but nowadays it's not really a very expensive skin or anything like that, and it's not really very much related to cars. Anyway, next up we have the Glock Highbeam. Again, this is one of them that is not really overly expensive or anything like that, unless you get it in factory and really low float. Yeah, apart from the name, nothing really too crazy. And you'll see a bunch of the next few skins are going to be part of the Inferno collection, because for whatever reason in the Inferno collection they decided to add a bunch of these skins that have not only names, but also there's some really cool ones later on in the video that are part of this. But anyway, these lower class ones, like I said, they just have the name really for this. So Glock Highbeam, another somewhat car related skin. Next up, very similarly to the Glock Highbeam, we got the sawed-off brake light, again from the 2018 Inferno collection. Again, pretty similar to the Highbeam. There's not really much going on here. It's just really the actual name of it, and that's pretty much it. Next up, again from the Inferno collection, it actually even has like the little logo of the Inferno collection. That's kind of cool. And yeah, it's just this. It's called the Handbreak. The only thing that's really related to the thing, it's got like a little like, it's got like numbers here, which kind of maybe looks like it could be on like the side of a car, a racing car or whatever. Apart from that, it looks very, very like just normal, just metallic, and then it's just a name that's really trying to, set itself apart to make it seem as if it would be a. This actually goes really well with the gloves, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's just really the name. Anyway, last one from the Inferno collection, and honorable mention. It's this, the USP check engine. Not much really going on here, apart from it just being red, and it's just called check engine. Again, it's just really the name, if anything. There's not really much else going on here in terms of, with the skin being related to cars, but mostly just the name. Now, this is where we start getting into the more car related stuff. From the Vertigo 2021 collection, we have the Dual Berettas oil change. Now these, you can kind of see maybe some cam gears and everything, and some pulleys here and there, and of course the name kind of suggests that that is also, related to cars. It doesn't look good, is what the little text is at the bottom for these things. Very, very ugly skins, in my opinion. They just don't look good at all. We have some better Berettas later on, which you guys will be able to see, but yeah, these ones are not that great, and that's why I've put these very, very low on this list. Anyway, let's move on to the next one, which aren't really that much better anyway. Next up is from the same collection, the Glock 18 red tire. I mean, it's just full of tire tracks everywhere. That is basically the whole purpose of the skin. It's just full of tire tracks all over this thing. That's the main reason why this one is just on this list itself. It's just because of the... I don't know what this is supposed to say as well. I'm guessing it just says, or it's supposed to say rubber. Burn rubber. I wonder if there's actual different... let me see actually, see if I can find a different pattern for these. One sec. Oh yeah, Oh, so there are different patterns for this. Like, some of these are much nicer. This is Rush here. So it doesn't say burn rubber. I thought it said rubber there. It says Rush. That is actually quite sick. I didn't realize that there was like different patterns for this thing. At least that doesn't actually... It makes it a little bit more unique like that then. Alright, fair enough. But yeah, red tire. That's pretty much it with this. Not really the best looking skin in the world, I guess. Next up is a very, very sick one. The name, the skin itself, just everything. It even says, don't forget the helmet. It's called the UMP 45 Grand Prix from the Chroma 2 collection. The only bad thing about this thing is you can't get this thing anything better than field tested. So you're pretty much stuck with it looking all battered. And it just looks like this. It's a bit of a boring skin, I'm not gonna lie, but it is cool because it is very much car related. And yeah, it's just not really, it's also not really on the best of guns as well, because you just don't really have much use for the UMP. You either run the Mac 10 or the MP9, and that's pretty much it when you're playing this game. So apart from pretty much this, it just isn't really the best of skins. However, it is quite a sick one, because it is very much car related, but it's just a little bit bland with the color scheme and the gun that it's on. Right, next up we have this. I was kind of skeptical about putting this in. I kind of see the vision for it. The AK-47 Rat Rod from the Shattered Web collection. It literally just says car oil here. It looks like different panels from different things have been put together to make this skin. It even has the numbers on the side of it and everything. This just says nowhere to run, which is the same as the little text at the bottom. So apart from that, I understand what the skin is really supposed to be. Like, I get it, and it looks kind of sick. I feel like it could be a very, very... It even has like a price tag on it. But it's just... I don't know. I initially looked at it and I was like, this could be very much car related, but at the same time, I don't know if it actually is. As it could be really anything that's a machine being put together with different panels. Like the welds and everything on it. It actually doesn't look too bad. I kind of like it. It's just something a little bit different. But again, it's just not really, you know, not overly car related. Let's just put it that way. But it's definitely a lot more interesting than the UMP. I'll tell you that. Next up, we have this. These are gonna get a little bit better now. The pole position CZ. I do really like this. I think this looks really, really good. I love the color scheme on it. It's just perfect for this thing. I couldn't actually find the factory new one to inspect, so I'm inspecting one of these instead. It's just minimal wear, so you can see maybe a couple of scratches here and there, but basically if you get it higher float or lower float, I guess, you'll be able to see a lot less of these scratches. It looks really good though. I really, really love the color scheme in this thing, and the name of course, but yeah, CZ pole position is a sick looking skin. Also, it doesn't even go too bad with the gloves because they just have a bunch of white on them. Alright, next up, the fuel injector. Now this one is the AK because this I feel has a lot more real estate to work with. There's a few other ones that we can look at with the fuel injector. I think there's a Tech 9 fuel injector as well that looks really, really good. But I wanted to pick the AK for a very specific reason, because it has this massive mag and you can see a load of pulleys and belts, and obviously even this just looks like you know, like just the top of an engine. I don't know, it just looks very mechanical. It even says AK-47 supercharged on this part as well here, which would look like it would be somewhere either on the top of a, you know, like a head or something like that. It looks very, very clean. This is still one of my favorite AKs in this game. I love the color scheme as well from it. The yellow and black and silver just look really, really good, and they go very well together. Definitely doesn't go well together with these gloves, but just the skin itself looks really, really, really sick in my opinion. It's not insanely related to cars, but it is definitely related to cars. There's bits and pieces on it which just basically show that it is related to cars. I love the leather handle as well, and the leather stock. It just looks really, really sick. I love the skin. I might actually get one of these because I just like it so much. Next up, we have this, the FAMAS roll cage. I really like this skin. This is very much car related. There's nothing on this skin that isn't car related. We got carbon fiber on some of the parts here. We also have sponsors here. We even have like dirt and stuff like that from where basically it's been off-roading. You know, we have the standard, you know, splash of the black and white and red, you know, livery that's all over it. We even have, like I said, the sponsors here, but we even have the number that's on the side of like a race car, for example. We have, you know, the number and then whatever the team at the top is. It is very much a car related skin, and it's very, very sick. I do really, really like this from us. It's very, very cool. I like the name of it. I think Roll Cage is a really good name for this skin as well. But yeah, very, very sick. It's kind of an old one as well in the Gamma 2 collection, but it's also not very expensive, I don't think. I think these are quite cheap. You can pick these up for like under 20 quid, I think. Very, very cool skin. Next up, we have probably the coolest dual Berettas in this game, in my opinion. The Twin Turbos. How sick do these look? They're so incredibly colorful. Everything on them just screams race car. I don't even know what to say. Like, it's just, they're so cool. I don't know if there's any other Beretta skins that look as good as these. There's maybe one or two other ones, which is crazy to me because, like, I feel like the pros use them more nowadays and it forces everybody else to use Berettas nowadays, but it even says, what's that say? Olivia Racing? McLean. I'm just looking at some of the details on this thing. I mean, come on now. They're perfect. The name and everything. The twin turbo because they're dual Berettas. Oh, it's a really good name. Yeah, they're a beautiful looking skin. Really sick. Now, we've moved on from the best dual Berettas in this game to the best SG in the game. Probably the best AR. I want to say in this game when it's related to skin or related to cars. I mean, come on, it's just the Martini design. It is so sick. I love it. Obviously, couldn't use the actual name. Even says Group B with the number on the side of it. Turbo, again, Olivia Racing is from the same designer, I'm pretty sure. Accidente I Motori. It's an Italian skin. I love it. And this one's got a Quad Zero float as well. It is beautiful. 4x4, just a rally inspired skin. Even the name, the Integrale name from Lancia, like, it just is absolutely perfect. I love the skin so much. I don't even know how much is one of these. This is a Quad Zero. It's worth about 200 quid. I mean, you can probably get these a lot cheaper if you don't go for like Quad Zero or Triple Zeros. But yeah, this is very nice. I love this skin. This is probably the best in terms of just design wise. When it comes to like livery from like a real life car, it just looks really cool. I love the skin. I might buy one of these. Maybe not like 200 quid worth, but I might buy one of these just to have because it looks great. Oh yeah, let me show you it in hand as well because it looks really good in hand. Doesn't really match the gloves because the blue is a bit off, but the white of course matches it. Yeah, I really like this. Very cool. And now we're left with the final two skins, which are very much car related. This one being called the Turbo Peak. I even own one of these. I love the skin. This is probably the closest that you can get to a car related skin. It literally has cars drifting on it. Like, I mean, come on. Drifting is not a right. Drifting is a right, not a privilege. Like, it's probably the closest you get with cars on it. It doesn't. I can't even tell. Like this is an MR2 most likely, just from the way it looks. And then the one on the side of it looks like an S2000, like this, the yellow car. Like this looks like an MR2 and an S2000, just sliding around. I don't know about the back now of the S2000. That looks a bit like iffy. Again, they're just fake cars being put on the skin. I don't think they're allowed to use. Or the designer was allowed to use pretty much any real life inspiration. I mean, you can, you just don't put the logos on it, but just to make it as easy for him to design as possible without getting into trouble with anybody. This is pretty much what it looks like. I love the skin. Like I said, I own one of these. It is beautiful. It even has, if you look at it, the shift pattern here as well on the back of the bolt, like release thing. Well, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it even has it here all the way in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then reverse. It's very cool. Really cool looking skin. Very cool with the attention to detail. It's even got like a bit of carbon fiber as well in some parts, but yeah, it just is very clean. Love it. And now the final gun skin, and probably the one that I like the most. It's the UMP 45 motorized. Now this one is basically a BMW skin. It even has the logo, or not the logo, I guess, but the tricolor of the M, you know, logo here, the red, light blue, and then navy as well. It is just absolutely perfect. With routine maintenance, this lasts at least 500,000 bullets. I mean, come on. V12 turbo there. It's got V12 here. like, there's so much attention to detail that's gone into this thing. I feel like this was, I think, early on. I think about this period was when they started to really go deep. I think once CS2 came out, they really started to go deep with the whole like 3D effect design for all these skins, and the designer for this thing went absolutely nuts with it by the looks of things, because they've done so much intricate work. This is all flat, by the way, so this is all basically just like completely flat on the side of the gun, so it's not actually like got that 3D effect. Or it's not like 3D, but it's got that 3D effect. Like, you can even see, like, the grip has these grooves here, but apart from that, you don't really have any, like, indentations in any of these, so it doesn't really go into that much detail. Apart from the whole, like, 3D effect, I think it just looks really, really, really clean. It is a beautiful looking skin, and easily my favorite one because of the amount of detail that's gone into this thing. Very, very sick. This is why pretty much I left this thing for last. It is just amazing. I own one of these as well. I'm pretty sure I unboxed it as well. But I love this. It is super, super clean. And now we'll move on to the final skin, which isn't really a crazy skin, but it's also not a gun skin. The driver gloves. Now, there's a lot of driver gloves in this game. I feel like there's many of them that can fit a lot of different types of inventories. These ones are the snow leopards, which obviously have this pattern on them. There's a bunch of them that look slightly different. They'll have different patterns on them, but they have basically driver gloves in this game where you can pretty much pick what you like and what you think goes well with the skin that you're holding, or the skins that you have in your inventory. But yeah, we also have driver gloves in this game. And that's pretty much it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know it's something a little bit different on the channel, but I thought I'd make this video. I did a bunch of... This was one of the videos where I did like a bunch of research, where I looked at a bunch of different skins. There's a lot of other skins that I could have added into this just because of the name. Like, there's hot rod stuff and all that. It doesn't really have anything to do with cars. I mean, even hot rod, like, just could be just the name of a paint for like something, because the skin itself just doesn't really have anything to do with it. And like I said, there's other ones, like, you know, that have maybe like a bus on it, which is like the new AK Outsiders. But there's also stuff like, you know, the Neon Rider, which again, it's kind of more bike related instead of car related, which is why I didn't really include it. So there's some here and there that maybe you can very vaguely associate with cars, but most of them don't really associate with cars. And this is kind of what the main list is what I made here on today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.